We're back with episode 4 of the Virtually Lost podcast. My name is Robert, and as always, I'm joined with my co-host Julian.
Hello,
And
everybody.
and to start things off, today, MSI League of Legends tournament has concluded with the LPL or the LPL Chinese team Royal Never Give Up winning over South Korean's representative Damwon Kia in
All
the best of
right.
5.
Oh, damn.
It was a really good final set. However, there is a logistics issue that I think needs to be addressed in terms of
Okay.
it's not on LPL side, it's on Riot's scheduling of the system. So
Oh,
this is the final stage. There were 3 stages for this tourney, and in the second stage, 6 teams that were the finalists all played against each other in a round robin to decide seeding.
right.
And Damwon Kia got first seed. And one of the big benefits of getting first seed normally is you play your semifinal match on you should normally play on Friday, and then Saturday the second and third seed play.
Mhm.
So then Sunday it's, the 2 teams play against each other.
Right.
However, Riot made a change and had the second and third seed play Friday,
Mhm.
which was PSG Talon versus LPL Royal Never Give Up. And then Damwon Kia, who got first seed, had to play on back-to-back days on semifinals versus finals. And so a lot of people were asking, like,
Right.
this doesn't seem right, or like, why is this change happen?
Yeah, it seems like it kind of defeats the purpose of
Yeah,
getting first seed, right?
yeah, it's just like for competitive integrity, like that's one of the biggest benefits is, that extra day for scouting, for taking a breather. And
Mhm.
it's pretty important. And so people ask questions, and Riot then said, this is due to a logistics issue um, with specifically the LPL team because they have different travel regulations in terms of
Oh.
their how they have to get tested for COVID before entering back into China.
Oh.
And that in itself is a valid reason. But the thing is, if this is a logistics issue that would be known before even entering the tourney,
It should have been taken into account ahead
it
of time.
should have been known beforehand, or
Right.
so that like these teams know, most likely their game would be moved back because of this specific travel requirement, or you move these games one day forward so that even the first seed has a day of scouting. You just
Right.
made it back to back days that they found out last minute,
Right.
and
Okay, yeah,
so
that's pretty messed up, yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
it's pretty trashy of as on a logistics end for setting up the tournament.
Yeah.
And so, but otherwise it was a really good semifinal or finals game, and then the semifinals games were pretty good in themselves. And
Awesome.
yeah, I enjoyed watching them. That's all I'll say.
Enjoy watching them at like 5 in the morning like you do.
It started at 6 every time, and I was going to sleep at like 2 a.m. and I just like half wake up and just start watching League.
You you had to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean it's the best of fives. You gotta watch these. Also, as I was like looking up stuff about specifically Damwon Kia, it
Yeah.
was funny because I talked about how they won Worlds last year and they got skins for
Right.
their characters that they played. I
Right.
found out their support player is a huge gotcha guy, and so he's currently playing Genshin. But last year, after they won Worlds, he made the specific request that his character, Leona, like his skin model, be kind of um, mimicked after his waifu in Princess Connect Redive called Sodden. And that was apparently a specific request he made when for Riot to develop that skin.
Weeb. He got a real one over here.
He's a real gamer. That's all I'll say.
Real gamer hours over here.
But yeah, and then
Oh my
so
god.
MSI is concluded, and then next week is the start of Valorant Masters Reykjavik in Iceland.
Reykjavik. Oh,
I'm
that's
probably
pretty bad.
mispronouncing it.
Yeah, I think it is Reykjavik. I think it's close. I think it's like the American pronunciation at least.
But yeah,
It's probably something like Reykjavik or something like that, like with like
Mhm.
a really, you know,
a different accent.
crazy accent, you know, different accent. But yeah. Speaking of like esport type stuff, we had a lot of news about like Overwatch 2. I
Mhm.
don't remember if we had any new characters announced, but we definitely did have the big news was that they're changing the normal, or I think it would be ranked play from 6v6 to 5v5, which is pretty crazy because that's going to highly affect team comps.
Mhm.
And from a couple of articles I was seeing, they're also going to cap the amount of tanks that a team can have to one, because of how it affects team comp and how it affects the kind of flow of the game. And they're kind of basing like map design around that 5v5 game type. So they're not taking away the 6v6, just to be clear. They're just going to they're going to make 5v5 the main mode. 6v6 will be called classic Overwatch.
Okay, and then ranked is going to be 5v5, and then I'm assuming that would also be competitive is going to be 5v5.
Yeah, I would assume so.
That's interesting.
So it's kind of crazy. I saw some of the reaction. It didn't seem all that positive. I think it's just, well, also people don't really like change. So, but I mean, it is going to negatively affect, you know, tank mains. So that's kind of messed up.
My Reinhardt.
I mean, I was Reinhardt. I really wasn't a tank. I played some Diva, but I really wasn't a tank main.
I was so bad with Diva.
I'm a tracer. So
I just played supports.
I can't really say anything. I'm a filthy casual.
And we'll just continue. I'll just go through the esports things. A funny one was, or funny kind of interesting one was the Rainbow Six Siege Invitational that happened in Paris. And
did you ever end up playing a lot of Rainbow Six Siege? I actually heard that game was really good.
I played Rainbow Six Siege on console, and I played quite a bit of it. And then when I moved to PC, I started playing, and I was getting dumpstered, just absolutely dumpstered, because
by 12-year-olds, because they're actually really good at the game.
Time, like the flicks that these kids are doing, the new generation's wild. That's all I'll say. Give these kids a M and K and tell them to flick on a head, you're done.
Yeah,
like
you're done.
I was also playing on controller. So if I did want to play Rainbow Six, I just played Blitz or Montaigne, just huge shield individuals where I just walk at them, and you know, and then I just use my trigger finger, hip fire pistol on the side, and that's all I'll bet on. But I guess we're having complaints from an NA team on their free quarantine meals, specifically only breakfast, where one person was like documenting it, and they're getting like 3 kinds of bread as a meal, moldy fruit, and then some retired player was saying like, you know,
where do they have this tournament at, like a prison or something?
This is apparently a 4-star hotel. Apparently a 4-star hotel, and I guess their lunch and dinners were good.
Is this harassing down the street or?
Yeah, these were the free quarantine meals, I guess, provided for breakfast. I don't know who thought tossing the moldy fruit was a good idea.
They treat the WNBA better than these guys. Like,
but so the a retired player was like, you know, you can order room service, right? And they're saying, you know, this like it's like $20 to order room service. These prices are pretty ridiculous. And the guy was like, well, if you can spend this much on like shoes, bags, clothes, and merch, you could put some money on some room service for a multi-million-dollar event. That's basically what the guy said. And he said NA's losing the mental war game before the tournament even started. I was just like, damn, it's tough.
Oh,
I'm just like, dang. Like the guy took pictures on Twitter. It's like a moldy fruit. Like it wasn't like a little spot of mold. It was like
it was
half,
actually
it was
like
half
full
mold.
green.
It was half like grayish. Like Thanos snapped half dematerialized.
Where was this tournament? Where was this tournament again? It was
in Paris.
One? Oh, it's in Paris.
This one's in Paris. And then
I'm telling you, man,
the last piece of like esports.
they're playing games already.
Yeah, it's that warfare, the mental warfare.
The mental
toss someone a
they're
moldy
playing loud
orange.
music in the middle of the night. Like they don't play around over there. They don't.
Yeah, but it seemed interesting to see that. And the last piece is Apex. And
Apex.
They are having their ALGS.
You want to see some top tier Apex gameplay when you go to Robert's stream?
Dude, I'm washed. I'm gonna try to get Masters again. I'm gonna try to get Masters again next split, but we'll see. But they're allowing fan contributions for the championship pool or championship pool. So basically what that means is the original prize pool for the tourney is 1 million.
Right.
And
still a lot. I mean, that's pretty good for
it's pretty decent, but then when you think about how it's split amongst the teams,
that's right.
It's not a crazy amount. But they have released 4 skins on the Apex shop, and each purchase of a skin will put $5 added onto the pot with a cap going up to 3 million. So
yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty inventive for
so we'll see how it goes.
How to raise money for those pots. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you do your part?
No, I didn't buy a skin. I want the Mechameleon Pathfinder skin because he's a robot, and it's just him as it's just a annoyingly greenish chameleon skin on him, and I think it looks amazing.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So one day maybe. But I think that covers my end, at least for esports. Anything else?
What's next?
We can go.
For gaming, I'm not sure.
NBA, anime.
Let's go a little bit. Let's take a little detour. Let's go to K-pop now.
K-pop. All right.
Yeah. I don't think there was a ton of news in K-pop this week, right? It was just like one big piece of news.
One big piece, or no, probably 2 big pieces of news, and then just some releases that came out that were phenomenal. BTS released Butter. 113 million views on YouTube in 24 hours. They broke their own record from Dynamite, which they did like 9 months ago. So it's just a competition with themselves.
Yeah.
It's
They're
ridiculous.
Shadowboxing themselves right now, honestly.
It's ridiculous numbers. And then on sad piece of news is a group called GFRIEND have left their company due to contract disagreements. So they were pretty big group, I would say, for girl groups. A name that you might know that mourned their leaving was Lil Uzi Vert, posted on Twitter.
Lil Uzi Vert, really?
Yeah, apparently he's their fandom name is called Buddies, so I guess he was a long-standing buddy. And
damn!
So
I mean, if I could see that from anybody, it would be Lil Uzi Vert for sure. Yeah.
And then those were the 2 big pieces of news. From His 9 released We Go. It was a really good music video and song. It was kind of a bit more on the theme was a bit on like post-COVID travel. So the video was kind of photoshopping the members in different areas on like places they want to travel, and it just overall
once like
really good.
Over.
Yeah, it was a really good video.
That's cool.
And who else released stuff? I think I already talked about Oh My Girl, Would You Sonia the Black had a good music video release. Aespa had a release. I will say I wasn't a crazy big fan of it, but that's due to it. The song is actually just a cover of a Fast and Furious song called Next Level.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be the classic Teriyaki Bros.
Oh, no. The thing is, they released it and they're doing the song is Next Level.
Somebody covering that song, makes
Yeah.
me happy. But all right.
Yeah, I heard the original song and I was like, yeah, I'm not crazy on it. And then I heard their version. I was like, yeah, they didn't really have much to work with. The song is, I mean, it's a Fast and Furious song.
Hey, no disrespect on the Fast and
Okay,
Furious.
my
name, all right?
apologies. I've never watched the Fast and Furious, to be honest.
We're gonna change that very soon. All right.
No,
We're gonna start from the beginning. We're gonna go all the way through. At least the Fast Five. That's actually that's the best one in my opinion.
We'll see.
Yeah, probably Fast Five or Fast Six for sure.
Fast Five, Fast Six.
Yeah.
One day I'll watch them maybe.
It's fun. I think I watched. You gotta at least watch Tokyo Drift. That shit is tight as fuck.
All right. One day.
I haven't. Yeah, we got it. We gotta do a watch through that for sure.
I'm not a crazy.
I like Fast and Furious.
I'm just not a crazy big movie person. I think movie and TV. I just never. I'm not big on like watching a lot of ones that have come out. There's a lot I've missed. I've just been crazy on probably music and gaming. Those are like where most of my time goes with keeping up with releases and stuff.
I don't know, man. Fast and Furious is still it's top. Well, you know, it's garbage, but it's top tier garbage, right?
I remember you're a big fan of Cloverfield. Cloverfield.
I love
Lane.
Cloverfield. Yeah, I'm to clarify, like my love for Cloverfield comes mostly from the fact that it has a really cool ARG, alternative reality game. So it has like a really cool like backstory where like it goes a whole bunch of places, and it's like there's a whole bunch of details you can find like online and stuff like that about like the story ahead of time. A lot of people know like what ARGs are now, but like back it was like one of the pioneering ones, so it's really cool.
I remember you telling me it was really good in high school, and I decided to watch it on one of our shortened days, and I watched on a Tuesday around noon.
Yeah.
And I walked in the theater, and I was the only person in that theater watching that movie.
That movie, it was the 12 Cloverfield Lane or whatever, right?
Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah.
The one where it's like a bit more on like paranoia or what's the word? Kind of
claustrophobia.
Syndrome, claustrophobia. It was just I was paranoid though the whole movie because I was the only one in that theater.
It's an intense movie.
Yeah,
like it's actually a pretty good movie. Yeah,
it was just such an odd experience.
The original one is really good too. I've watched the original one. It's actually really fun.
I enjoyed that one.
The found footage one.
Yeah.
A little nauseating, but that's the only issue because it's like really shaky. But no, 12 Cloverfield Lane is actually really good.
I remember that
the ones that they released like recently, they released one on Netflix and like a couple of years ago, maybe. Not that great, but Cloverfield Lane and the original one are really good.
I remember when I watched it though, like it was just so odd and creepy because it's like my only interaction with people was the guy who comes in with the light that has to just, check to see no one's, I don't know what the heck he's doing, like check to see if people are like going into the theater after. But every time
yeah.
He just came in, he looked at me, and I just like waved at him hi, just because, he's the only
you're still there, that you're safe.
The only human I interacted with probably for like 2 hours. It was just it was a fun experience.
That's interesting. You should have seen me the first time I watched it. I was there with my ex, and she was literally just fucking with me the entire movie because I had my like mouth open the whole time, and I was like literally looking for little details all over the movie, and she was just she knew that I had been wanting to watch this movie for forever, so she was just fucking with me, and she was trying to talk during the movie, and I was like, "Shut the fuck up, like I am focused right now, all right." And I was like pointing stuff out. I was like, "Oh, that thing is from this part of the game," because I had been like technically I had been been part of like the game aspect of the movie for like 6 months or something like that. So I had been pretty into it. So once I went into the movie theater, like I had mouth open, like I was, it, it was an experience. It was definitely an experience to be like that in that, like anticipating something for that long. Like, and like I was watching a podcast at the time about the like the alternative
The
like
lore.
game, the ARG, yeah, the lore game. So I was watching like a podcast like every week about this thing. So I was like constantly engaged about this one thing that I had no access to. So
Mhm.
to actually like experience it was like that was a very unique movie watching experience for sure. I wish people like did them more, but it seems like that was one of the few ones that like really put in the effort to make it good. There have been like attempts to do it
Mhm.
the similar thing, but not a lot of them were as in depth and like put as much detail as that one.
Yeah.
So some people say that the first one was actually better because they did an ARG for the first movie and for 12 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about the
So
first one.
yeah, the first one people say it was actually a bit better, but the second one was still good.
And
It was still really really good.
the odder thing about mine was when I left the theater,
Mhm.
it was probably like 2 p.m. No one behind the reception desk, no one behind the, popcorn desk or anything. Literally, I walked outside of the theater completely empty. And it took me like going into the mall and then looking at like the Red Robin on the left just so I can
Just to see
just so
people.
I can make sure that there are people in existence. It was a very odd experience when I walked outside that theater room. I was like, "Oh my
So
god."
funny.
It was
That's so
it was
funny.
surreal. Yeah.
It's like there was a crisis and you're like, and you never even noticed there was like an emergency.
Yeah.
Everybody,
And then that movie is
everybody
like very
gathered.
much
Yeah,
like
yeah. It's like that apocalyptic,
Mhm. I
post-apocalyptic
was like,
kind of
"What
thing.
the hell is happening here?" And then I
You're
haven't
like,
been
all
to
right,
that
like you're looking
theater.
around.
I've had some fun experiences. I remember watching
Yeah.
they put anim anime movie on there that was
Oh,
really
that
good. It was
the
Millennium
demons.
Actress.
Oh,
They didn't have interestingly enough, they did Demon Slayer at our theater, I think
yeah,
last week. But I
yeah.
remember going there like a while back with some friends, like
Mhm,
like before COVID, and
mhm.
we watched Millennium Actress, and it was a really good movie. And I forget the director's name,
I
but
thought it was a little bit older, right? It's
it's
like,
an older film.
yeah. Okay, but I
And
know which one you're talking about.
they have the director has another like popular film that I'm forgetting the name of,
Mhm.
but I've always had like interesting experiences at that
I
movie
mean, it's
theater.
open now. We got to go one of these days. It's open now.
I am fully like 2 weeks after my second vaccination on Wednesday, so at that point I am fully vaccinated, and then still just gonna be wearing a mask, but
Yeah,
that is
yeah, for sure.
the time for me. Let me check real quick. Satoshi Kon is the director.
What was the other movie?
The other movie that is big is Perfect Blue.
Perfectly. Yeah, I've heard of that
I've
too.
been told to watch that. So one
Yeah,
one day when I watch Perfect Blue, Fast and Furious apparently,
Fast and Furious.
Train to Busan,
Train
Parasite.
of Busan. Yeah. Oh, you still haven't seen
I haven't
Parasite?
seen Parasite. I remember the first
God,
day it went on Hulu. They posted about it on Twitter. I retweeted it. Never watched it. I've been just so delayed on watching that movie. So many movies I just am delayed on
I
watching.
watched that in a little movie theater over there in Irvine. It was actually really good.
I've heard it's
Uh,
really good.
yeah, it's a good movie in my opinion. I think it I think it like was a really cool like little insight into like that kind of Korean culture, but you realize that it's like it may have like the be specifically about Korean culture, but you can apply it to like any kind of like culture for sure.
Hmm,
It's really good, really good.
interesting. And
Mhm.
then right now, 7:41 p.m. The final game of the second day of NBA playoffs is going on. Currently, the Memphis Grizzlies are playing the Utah Jazz, and I've been watching all the games, and they've all been pretty close in playoffs. I keep up because I'm a Milwaukee Bucks fan, and
Yeah.
it was stressful to say the least. I'm really excited to keep watching basketball, And
There you go.
I've been thinking
Go
about
Lakers because that's what people in California do. All right, we out here. We're loyal.
nah, the
I'm quiet now, but once we get to football, it's gonna change. All
I am
right?
not a football fan.
Exactly. So we're gonna be on the other.
Yeah.
The shoe is gonna be on the other foot
I
once football
I want to
starts.
become I want to get into soccer. I think
Soccer's fun.
basketball and
So
soccer are the
I'm
two
only into
sports.
soccer mainly because I'm Mexican. You kind of have to be.
So you just keep up with
So
like World Cup.
yeah. Well, no, like you keep up with like stuff like Champions League or like what's going on in the European League because that's usually the one people pay the most attention to. I'm Mexican, so I pay attention to kind of the Mexican one. So right now, I think it's going to be Cruz Azul versus Santos. I think. So I think that's who's playing in the final of the Mexican League. Um, all you need to know for the European League is Messi's the GOAT forever. And so is Ronaldo. And there's people that are if you say one, they'll hate you. If you say the other, they'll hate you. So it's that.
One of those kind of
What?
no right answer kind of
Yeah,
situations.
no right answer. It's like LeBron and MJ or something, except if they were at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soccer, it's a lot for me to take in at first. I've started reading manga to try to get me into it.
Get a handle of the rules.
I think
in a familiar kind of.
I was reading. I should say I haven't read it in a while. Like Kuroko no Basket level superpowers in basketball.
Yeah, superpower.
I am reading Blue Lock, which is basically the soccer equivalent, where they said we're gonna put 100. Is striker a position?
Yeah.
They put 100 striker. The whole plot of the manga is they're saying like at the beginning, first few chapters, they say like, Japan does well in baseball because it's a very team sport.
Right.
But
yeah.
they lack someone with an ego to do well in soccer. So then the whole plot is basically
true.
They say we're putting 100 strikers in this institution. One of these kids is gonna end up the best striker, and we're putting him in the national team, and that's the plot.
A striker has to be a striker is like all the like attitude of an entire soccer team in one person. Like,
yeah, so that's the plot of the series.
Oh my god! A little rundown on the rules of soccer. You got a striker, you got midfielders, and you guys you're gonna have to give you a little rundown here.
I still want to play you in Mario Strikers because I still haven't forgotten the time I went to your dorm in Irvine. I literally lost like 7 times in a row, but I still want the run.
That is literally my game. That is the one game that I am excellent at. All right, you're never gonna be able to beat me at that game, right?
I will. Trust me, I'll keep playing it. I don't care if the only practice I have is getting stomped by you. I will win. I will keep playing.
I don't doubt that, but still, I will bully you in that game.
And I'll keep getting bullied until that one game. Until that one game I can win, I'll take the bullying.
Yeah, that's a fun thing. No, honestly, what I would do to get into soccer is watch the highlights of Brazil versus Germany about like 2 World Cups ago, or one. Well, it's about to be 2 World Cups ago, because the World Cup's actually going to be this. I think it's this year in summer.
Do they know where it's held at?
Yeah, it's in Saudi Arabia or something. Yeah, there's a lot of controversy around that because apparently like it was fixed to be there or something like that because FIFA, the people that organize the World Cup, is like a trash organization. But no, it's still gonna be there. It's gonna be good. It's soccer. We love soccer. Honestly, if you want to come to my house, we're probably gonna be watching the whole thing. That's what we do every World Cup.
I'm pretty laid back when I watch sports, so I think I have a feeling that it gets pretty hyper over there. So I might.
Yeah. It would only get hyper when it's like a Mexican game. Okay. That's the only time when it's gonna get hyper. Yeah. Right. Most of the times it's pretty chill. But I'm pretty sure this is gonna be Messi's last World Cup. Probably. As is for Ronaldo. So it's gonna be a big one for sure. Yeah, soccer is really fun. But seriously, watch the highlights of that game of Brazil versus Germany. It
All
was
right.
like the semifinals or something.
I'll add it to my queue when I watch Parasite and all those films.
You can literally watch that right after. Like,
Yeah, it's probably be
I'll
like a
send.
10
I'll.
minute 10
Yeah, it's
minute
a 10-minute
highlight.
video. Yeah, but it's literally like a little bit of context. It's Germany going into play Brazil. This was World Cup at Brazil. Brazil takes. I think Brazil has per capita the most like soccer players for their population or something like that. Like
Mhm.
it. They always say in Brazil, soccer is like a religion, and it kind of is for them. It's like how you hear like people become rappers to get off the streets. People play soccer there to get off the streets for sure. Like
Mhm.
it's a huge part of their culture. So it's Germany, this like pretty dominant European team, going into like a World Cup at Brazil semifinal. So like it was just it was it was this game and then it was the finals.
Mhm.
Um, and it's them going into like their greatest, like their best, or their more. I don't know if it's the best one, but it's the most like legendary stadium. So it's like people going into like what would the equivalent be? It's
Madison Square
the
Garden.
Vatican, the
Oh,
Vatican.
okay.
I mean, honestly, yeah, it is. It's like their best soccer or their most legendary soccer field, and and it's the battle to get to the final. It's
Mhm.
insane. It's insane.
The Vatican.
I mean, honestly, probably yeah. And and this is like 30 or 40 years after the last time I was in Brazil, where they got destroyed by Uruguay. Like they got destroyed in that stadium,
Mhm.
like 30 years prior.
Brazil got destroyed or Germany got
Yeah,
destroyed?
Brazil got destroyed in that stadium
Okay.
in their own house. So
Yeah.
it's like insane.
Gotcha.
So then you watch that and it's like it's crazy. It's crazy. You got to watch it.
Mhm. And I'm I told you about it, but my kimono came in.
Your kimono.
It is absolutely one of the best purchases I've made in my entire life. I did tell my okay, I'm not gonna wear it again until I am officially employed.
There you go.
One episode when I'm wearing the kimono, you'll know that I
No, yeah.
indeed have a job.
It
But
was funny because I asked you because you posted a picture of it on
yeah.
Instagram, and I asked you like,
Mhm.
"Oh, dude, you have a job
Yeah, I
already?"
know. My other friend actually asked me the same thing because I that's the original intention.
Yeah.
But the thing is, one of my friends was interested in getting it after I mentioned it. So then I went over to I actually went to visit my outing in the Filipino club, and he's or housemates with him. So I was like, okay, I'll just take the kimono and let
Yeah.
him see it, so he can decide, if he really wants it.
I'll expose myself as a weeb right now. So
It's absolutely the most comfy thing in mine I own. It's but I can't wear it anymore. I can't wear it for a while until I'm hired. So
yeah,
it's the personal motivation,
yeah. There you
and
go.
I gotta say I should probably put some description on it. It is the reason I got the kimono is it's Rui Hachimura, the Washington Wizards NBA player. He put out a kimono. He was drafted in DC, and he also has a Japanese heritage. So it
Right.
is a mix of cherry blossoms and DC monuments and a very beautiful pink and purple kimono. I'm looking at it right now, but it was really good, and I'm very happy with the purchase. The only thing that
There you
I
go.
could ever want more is he had these player edition uh Air Jordan 35s that are like this green with cherry blossoms on it. Honestly, the color scheme is a little bit like the Arizona green tea, but it looks so
Yeah.
beautiful. It's that color green with cherry blossoms, and it's just beautiful. But they're player editions only, so I don't
Yeah.
believe there's a public there will ever be a public release of them.
Oh shoot. Interesting. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Got off on kind of a few tangents.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wait, I think I had. Oh, we can always bring it back. The Last of Us 2.
The Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
I still haven't even
Yeah.
played Last of Us 2.
I haven't played any of the Last. I played the beginning of Last of Us 1, and it was enjoyable.
The first one is good.
Yeah.
The first one is good. Yeah.
It got
the first one's actually one of my favorite games for sure.
favorite games ever.
No, it's like 3. It's like top 3.
Oh wow,
Probably.
it's that high.
Yeah, it was really good. It was a really like crazy like cinematic experience.
I'll have to try. I'll eventually have to
It
play
was really good. Yeah.
But Last of Us 2 got a 60 FPS patch on PS5. It was, I guess,
There
a
you
free
go.
patch. But
It was only on PS5.
I believe only PS5. I could be wrong.
Mm.
But
Mm.
man, I'm really interested now. The Last of Us 2. I've been more interested in playing single player games because when I visited my friend, the reason I went over to visit was he was on. He's my friend. I'm letting borrow Persona 5 Royal, and he
Oh, there you go.
was fighting Sei.
Oh, okay. He's almost done there.
He's pretty far. I don't know how Royal changes it. I don't know how much more because
how much more their content.
normally Golden added stuff, Fest added stuff, so I don't know how much Royal's adding to the original 5.
Right.
But I've been really interested in playing single player games, and then I still have my back catalog that I haven't made progress in. Basically, I need to finish Near Replicant is the highest priority.
Right. How are you? Because I've heard the only main criticism I've heard of Replicant is the fact that like there is a lot of like fetch quests and stuff like that. Like, how have you been like?
I'm fine.
Like, is it? Yeah.
Some people don't like those quests. I am actually just 100%.
I don't know. I've just heard that it's like a very old fashioned way of doing game design. So some people have had trouble with like doing that, like that kind of like old, like 2009 kind of gameplay.
Yeah. In the end, it's it's the way the game was originally. So to me, that's I kind of am fine with it. I can understand if you played Automata or other games where I feel like Automata didn't have too many fetch quests.
No, I really liked
the ones that were actually fetch quests were actually pivotal to plots somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having a similar issue right now with going through the Mass Effect games. Like,
you're making progress.
I'm doing some good progress on 1, and it's just like it is a bit of like a going on the Mako is a bit of a chore,
dude.
It is a bit of a chore.
But the music, the music's so good. Let me see.
Hearing it over and over again, like 30 times.
3 has it down to a science. You literally just shoot a drone on a planet, and it's
yeah. They were like, okay, nobody likes this. Like, this isn't
New Worlds is Mass Effect 2's. I guess.
See, Mass Effect 2 is. I still remember. I think Mass Effect 2 is probably the best out of the 3. I loved Mass Effect 2, but it's Mass Effect 1, dude. It's like, damn. Yeah. I have to go all across this empty ass map.
Yeah. Is it pretty at least, or is it just
like different color? Oh, it is actually really pretty. Like they did remake. Like the remake is like really pretty for sure.
Oh, and how
you can tell.
And how are gameplay mechanics on? Because 1 was the one that was rough gameplay mechanic.
Gameplay wise is good.
Okay.
They and also they eliminated they added a skip button to those elevator scenes, to hide the loadings. Yeah, they just added a skip button. So I was like, all right.
Okay, they probably keep the option because there's sometimes good dialogue.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Exactly. Yeah. That is the reason.
Makes sense.
But usually it's just like a radio announcement. It's like, all right, skip. No, we're done.
I thought you said you were gonna try to stream Mass Effect.
I wanted to, but I've been a bit busy. But I've been playing it, so I just need to stream it. I just need to press the stream button. Yeah,
you can put it under the new category.
The new category. That's what we're gonna talk about next. The new
Yeah,
Twitch
yeah.
category.
It makes sense.
Smooth transition.
Yeah. Okay. The new category is pools, hot tubs, and beaches. Due to it will say
Hot tub
just I'll say
streamers.
just chatting is getting too large of a
It's
like
true. It's
umbrella
pretty general. Yeah.
where it makes sense that you're
You're
gonna have to
like
diversify.
you're either actually chatting, like you're actually doing nothing, or you're like
It's
reacting to doing some React Andes type stuff, you
Yeah,
know?
or it's become an umbrella kind of
Yeah.
category, and it makes sense because you know that they added it because in the end, like they were having controversy like on some people were getting like sponsorships messed up with because of stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So what people are talking about for sure is that like Twitch did this also to let advertisers be like, we don't want we don't want our advertisements there. So they don't
Mm,
lose like some of their bigger advertisers who don't want their ads over like hot tub streams and stuff like that. So it makes sense.
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
I will say, uh, you know, I feel bad because some people who actually just do that, do the hot tub streams, they get trashed quite a bit. I feel bad. I look at Twitter like, damn, these people get trashed. Not content for me, but if you can pay the bills
Yeah.
by farming these simps, power to you. I will say power to you. Like you're not doing.
Yeah.
The thing is, the product that you are putting out, aka your Twitch stream, there's no lie about it. So, this category, I
Yeah.
think it's fine, And
Yeah.
then it makes things a lot easier on a logistical end.
Mhm.
So, farm these
Yeah.
sims.
Yeah,
Farm
yeah,
them.
yeah. I think the main criticism, or one of the main criticisms that I saw, like when this was just starting, when the meta was just kind of
Oh
starting,
yeah.
was the fact that it would affect people's affect Twitch as a whole, so that they wouldn't have it as much, so there wouldn't be as much money going around.
I will say some
Uh,
people are
yeah.
still kind of latched onto the idea that Twitch is just gaming, but it's long past just being a gaming.
Oh no,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, there was people that yeah, that's kind of dumb because
Yeah.
there is a lot more stuff than that, but like. But I could see the one of the only valid ones I could see would it be like affecting the wider Twitch like advertisement pool, and then
Mhm.
there would be less money to go around. But that's one of the main ones that I saw that I was actually kind of made sense. Most of the other ones was just we don't want boobies on on Twitch, you know. Um, it was just the old Squad W takes from like years ago. So
Squad W.
yeah, that was like a thing back in the day where it was like it's old Twitch stuff. It was like was it Trainwrecks or something? Do you know who Trainwrecks is?
No. I'm pretty I'm not a historian.
I'm big into
Yeah.
LSF, so you know what LSF is?
No, you're literally just the tossing terms at me.
It's a subreddit, live stream fails, but
Okay.
it turned in from a subreddit where you can just watch clips to like just drama frogs and stuff like that.
Gotcha. That
Yeah.
was another term you introduced me to is the frogs.
No, yeah, frogs. Yeah,
Frogs
so like
is
YouTube frogs,
yeah.
Twitch frogs.
That
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot.
Yeah, I honestly learned most of what I know from watching Ludwig because he's like in every community for some reason.
It's because the boy is just, the biggest
He's
man
putting in work.
man up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta watch the roast they had recently.
No, I didn't. I
I'm saying like you should watch
Oh,
it.
I should watch it?
Yeah, it's actually really funny.
Hmm. Maybe. I don't know. It's stuff
Do you know who Mizkif is
No.
or Atrioc and
I
Stan?
know Atrioc and Stan. I know
Yeah.
Atrioc and Stans. Atrioc, I watched his Hitman videos recently. They've been fun.
Oh, his event videos are actually really
Yeah.
good.
Because
I didn't know like he would grind that far to like get like actual records and stuff like that. But the man's a grinder. Like that dude will grind for ages.
Mm-hmm.
That's just crazy.
And yeah, that I watched a bit of, and then for content, it's mostly been the League MSI or the League MSI, a little bit of Atrioc on the side, and then keeping up with K-pop releases.
There you go.
And then I've been grinding the Polarized Light event for Girls Friendline is about to end in like 2 days. So I was literally just replaying missions because of farming drops are hard to do. And another thing about Girls Friendline is their sequel had some gameplay release. It's Girls Frontline 2 Exilium,
Mm.
and I am scared because it's XCOM 2
There.
gameplay, and I am scarred from playing XCOM 2.
You
I
played XCOM?
I played XCOM.
All right.
I did the I tried to do or I got the playthrough where you go through on commander difficulty without anyone dying, which was save scum and a half. I think I saved scum probably minimum 400, 500 times.
Yeah.
And then I tried to do some other like it was like highest difficulty and no one dying or something. It was like the point zero 0.01 type achievement because the one I did before was like a point zero 0.03 or something. But that one I got mentally just defeated and I had to give up. But XCOM, I love the gameplay, so I'm excited, but I'm I'm scared because I'm
Mm.
not ready to go back into that painful life of watching unit making a bad decision on where you want to move them and then
Yeah.
get fire. It's like fire big
Yeah.
like
Fire Emblem.
big
We're big Fire
yeah
Emblem heads here, so we know.
yeah.
We know.
Just getting your unit freaking mopped. But I'm
That's why I love that mechanic and what was it Three Houses where you could just rewind?
oh yeah.
That shit was tight.
They literally were
That was
like
casual, but tight.
they were literally just like, we know you guys save scum, so we'll just make an in-game mechanic for it.
Yeah. True. True. It prevented me from from that save scumming where you have to like turn off the console or whatever, right?
Yeah,
Before you save. Yeah.
that was it
Yeah.
for XCOM. XCOM's hard one was the game was on. It didn't allow you. Basically, any turn you made, it auto saved. So
That's great.
you had to if you lost someone, even if you turned off your PS4, you would end up at the same spot as you were before. That unit's still dead on the floor, and you're just like, well, I guess I'll figure something out. And you can't go back to the beginning of the mission either, because that just counts as a fail. So literally,
Damn.
if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Real life. You
It-
die in real life.
it
Oh
was
my
that
god.
kind of level of
SAO flashbacks.
mhm. Yeah, I'm excited. I actually kind of want to play XCOM again. Put myself through that pain
There you go.
because the only other games I
Oh
play would be
man.
like, well, all the other single player games I have, and then Fire Emblem.
I have so many games I just never play. I just like I think I like collecting games more than I like playing them because honestly,
Same.
I never end up playing them.
I I'm big on I'm big on collecting CDs. That's why
Mm,
that's why the K-pop transition was easy for me. Simple. Mhm,
yeah. It makes me sad though, like that that we're like probably at the last console generation with discs and stuff like that.
mhm. That
Because we won't be able to, buy boxes and stuff anymore. That's
it,
good.
it'll be
Disappointing.
the thing is there's always limited editions though. I think
True.
that we'll get to the point where
They're gonna be more expensive though.
no,
Lol.
the thing that I think's gonna happen is similar to my White Snow edition from Nier.
Right.
Is you'll get the physical stuff, except there is no disc.
Yes.
It's literally
Yeah.
gonna come with limited editions where there's a whole bunch of plus physical material and
Mhm.
merch, but it'll just come with like a Steam download link inside the game case.
Yeah. Yeah, and the only issue with that is that you don't actually own
The game,
the physical media. Yeah, you don't actually own the physical media so that you can't like
share it.
resell it or something like that. You can share it.
Yeah, I know.
Uh
So many games.
dude, like I remember when that was like the big thing when Xbox One came out, when they weren't gonna let you share games and stuff like that. It
Hmm.
was like people were angry. And I think they just got people used to it and now it's just kind of normal. So
Yeah,
they just needed more time to do it. Experts just try to
pioneers.
do it. Experts just try to do it a little too early.
Hmm.
But
I'm gonna miss physical
yeah,
games because that's how
yeah.
that's how I
That's
find
how.
that's how I
Yeah.
find some of the games. That's how I introduce games to my friends that otherwise wouldn't buy the game.
Mhm, mhm.
It's gonna be a different life.
Yeah, for sure,
We'll see.
for sure. Well, eventually we're gonna probably get like the Netflix of games where you can just kind of do a subscription service or something.
Xbox does
I
that.
mean, we have
Yeah.
they have the Game Pass.
Xbox
So
does that.
we'll
And
probably just see more of that. We'll probably just see Sony probably come up with one or something like that
most likely so.
eventually.
One day. One day.
We'll see.
One day. I don't know. I haven't seen too many. I don't know. Are there any good like releases coming out or any announcements regardless? I haven't heard anything for
Mm,
games.
mm, I can't think of any big ones right now. Like, the like anticipated ones.
Yeah.
I think COVID honestly slowed a lot of things down. We'll probably see a lot more like on 2022 or something.
I think the only game that really I'm excited for, or probably that I'm gonna ask my brother finished Resident Evil Village, by the way. He said he really enjoyed
Oh,
it.
that's awesome.
And so maybe I'll ask to play that. But whenever I think of PS5, I just am curious about the medieval Final Fantasy.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is the one game I'm excited for. Like
yeah,
I still don't have a PS5 and like usually I'm a day one. I buy consoles day one, but like
mhm,
obviously this is a little tougher to get a PS5.
yeah,
But I'm not worried about it because there's like literally like 10 games for the system.
yeah.
Same thing with Xbox. I mean, it's like not even at least Xbox has Game Pass, but
Hmm.
I'm not too worried about like there's not a lot of games that I'm like super like I need a console for like right now.
Yeah.
Um
And the only other game to me is the second God of War on this new
yeah,
trilogy. Those are the only two that I'm excited for
yeah.
so far.
But I'm really excited for the new Final Fantasy. I've like this is gonna be the first like medieval one in a minute.
Mhm.
So I'm
Mr.
excited.
Mr. I haven't finished 15.
Okay. 15 is I don't know why they have it where you have to drive the car everywhere. All right, like it takes up hella
You
time.
hardly ever have to drive the car. Wait, actually, no, it's not even mean. It's like I will say it's been a long time since I played it. You might
Yeah,
have
you
to
have
drive
to
a
drive
car
the car.
decent time, but the thing is, it doesn't take too long, in my opinion. You're acting like it's like
But it's just annoying.
Skyrim,
Like I have to go
no
like
fast travel on the horse running around. Like it's not that bad.
Zelda. I don't know. Like Zelda though, like that world was vibrant for Breath of the Wild. Like I didn't mind
Mhm.
riding the horse through the whole world or like through the whole map.
Yeah,
I didn't mind like the like world design in was it 16 was it
15.
16
15 is the one you
15
have.
15 um it's a little duller. Like I don't know, it's a little samey
Same.
sometimes.
I really like the world. I like the chocobo farm, and then
Yeah, I mean, like
I will
those are
say
like fun little areas, but it's like
the
it's not as cohesive. It's not as cohesive as Breath of the Wild.
oh yeah, no, it's because
Yeah,
that's Hyrule, baby. That nothing beats Hyrule.
true. It's true.
Still need to beat Twilight Princess.
Yeah, I actually don't have Twilight Princess.
Twilight.
I still need to beat Wind Waker.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Wind Waker is a gem. You need to finish that
yeah.
one.
Did you ever know about the controversy of Wind Waker
What
when it
about it?
originally released? So when it originally released, people, I think a couple of years before it was released, there was a tech demo for a GameCube Zelda, but it was gonna look realistic, like what? Because technically, the realistic looking Zelda was like Ocarina of Time, but like an updated version of Ocarina of Time with like a mature like Link or whatever is what people were waiting. Basically, Twilight Princess was what people were waiting for,
Yeah.
but they got Wind Waker instead. So people were pissed
Toon
when
Link.
Toon Link. They were like, "No, we want Twilight Princess."
Hmm.
And it's probably one of the reasons why Twilight Princess happened was because people were so pissed about Toon Link. So it wasn't until later when people were just realized, Wind Waker is actually a really good game. There's no reason why not to like it. That it became kind of like what it is now, which is like a pretty well regarded Zelda game.
Yeah, Wind Waker is one
Yeah,
of my favorites. Sorry, I don't know if you could hear that. There was some fireworks outside because May
it's
20
Santa Maria.
May 23rd. The day of fireworks. No, literally every day I hear fireworks some period during the day. But
Yeah,
yeah, Wind Waker, one of my I don't know. It's hard for me. It's like probably it's probably still Ocarina is one, and then Breath of the Wild 2, and then probably Wind Waker 3. I haven't played Twilight or Skyward. And then I need to finish Link to the Past on the mini SNES.
Oh, Link to the one of my favorites is actually the remake of Link to the Past, A Link Between Worlds. Really good. I that was one of the few that I finished that I went like all the way through.
That I
really
have.
good.
That is the one that is a different world with Hilda, is it not?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's technically it's like a remake.
Mhm.
Remake of Link to the Past, but with like a couple new elements, like
And I have
really good though.
I have my DS that I got with it came with Link Between Worlds. So once I beat
Really
Link to
good.
the Past, I can actually play it.
Really good. Really good. Really good.
I miss it.
It is one of the best ones. Like it's always regarded as the best one or one of the best ones.
Link to the Past only is regarded.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Link
okay.
to the Past.
Okay.
That's what I meant. Sorry, my bad. Should clarify. But I mean, Breath of the Wild for me is one of the best open world games of all time. I think for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would agree.
for me, it's one of the best. Just generally
I
overall.
just enjoyed.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
I
all.
love that game,
I
and I
enjoyed
did
all
beat
the.
that game, Robert.
Yeah,
I did beat that game.
I enjoyed all the mistakes I made with it. I love that game, and I made so many mistakes on that one.
Yeah.
I remember my run was already scuffed when I came to fight the elephant, and I went into the boss with 4 hearts. I was like, all right, this is gonna be a tough one, I think. And through adversity and through challenge, we beat it and we got our 5th heart. And then I found out literally before I entered Hyrule Castle that you can upgrade your armor. So all my armor rating was like all my pieces of armor had about a rating of 3 as each item. Cause I due to the dialogue with the Great Fairies, I always assumed that you could only upgrade armor once.
Mm.
So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna keep holding on to this upgrade until I go to Hyrule Castle, and then I'll make the upgrade. And then when I was doing the upgrades, I'm like, wait, you could just keep upgrading. And I would
I
literally
don't even Loki. I don't even think I upgraded my armor.
yeah,
I think I got the Guardian armor, but I don't remember upgrading it.
yeah, it was just I was at a point where I had like 15, 16 hearts, and like one of the mini bosses would hit me and I'd lose like 11 of them. I'm just like, damn, these hearts are going quick. And I never
I just
understood
had like
why.
a bunch of food. I just stockpiled food.
Yeah, I was
like,
a
yeah.
food maniac. The ancient arrows, oh my goodness. When I figured out
Yeah. Those are top
those are
tier.
amazing.
Where did you farm how did you farm I remember there's like one place where there's a bunch of dead guardians or whatever that you just farm parts from so you can get more arrows and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was constantly just looking around trying to find them, so I find the guardians to just farm the
Fuck
screws
'em
and the
up.
parts. But that was just such a fun game.
And then getting the master sword was badass.
Yeah.
Dude,
Did you finish the trials in the deck in the Lost Forest? Like the 50 stages where they give you a basic item and then you kind of have to keep going through floors? That might have been DLC,
that might
but
have been doing 6. I
okay.
have no clue what you're
Cuz
talking
yeah,
about. Yeah.
it's literally in the Lost Forest and they're like, "Yo, you got to get to stage 30," and they give you a fucking wooden sword and you're just like, "I beat these vocal blows." And I'm just like, "I."
You're like, bet.
And then you'll sometimes have to use like your actual brain. Sometimes there'll be
Your actual
sometimes
brain?
there's actually like fighting puzzles, the ones where you'll have like an
Yeah.
electric type weapon and there's water nearby. And
Oh yeah, it's a shock 'em.
it took me so long to figure out, by the way, it took me so long to figure out that metal armor causes the electricity to go on me.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
killed by that so many times. I was just like, I'm not quick enough. I just can't outrun it. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, see, that's what happened because like most of the good armor is metal, so like I would always like have to like go into my like shit ass like um armor just to be able to survive long enough.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's so annoying. So annoying. It was so much fun. I loved that game so
Wow.
much.
That's
That's a good game.
good memories.
That's a good game. Yeah.
I don't know what others like open world that I enjoy to that
Yeah,
extent.
yeah. The problem is like it's hard to make an open world like that filled with like interesting things. Like it's hard to make a world that you'd want to like ride all the way through on like
Yeah.
just go from one end to the other
To
like and be entertained the whole time.
to me, like the only I always have like fun. I always find like my enjoyable part of games in random areas. So like Skyrim when I played it, mine was literally just alchemy and enchantment, just constantly making potions so that I can get better enchantments for my weapons. And then it was
Mhm.
literally a continuous cycle because if you make potions that give you better enchantment, you can get better enchantments, which could increase your potion making. So I'm literally just cycling through the same enchantments, just doing the same stuff, just getting better stuff, better buffs. That was literally all I would do in the game when I hit like late game. But in the Breath of the Wild, it was I don't know, it's just so nice. The shield
Different.
surfing
It's
was
different.
playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater in Breath of the Wild was one of the best experiences of my entire life.
Yeah, and there was so many creative people that did some crazy stuff with like I remember a lot of it with like the magnetic power up and like the one where you could stop time for a second and
Speed
just
runs of that
yeah,
game? Ridiculous.
ridiculous,
You
crazy.
literally see people, like, phasing through the temple just to save off seconds of the animation. I just, "Alright."
I
That's awesome.
oh my god, that's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, I think we hit our hour for
Yeah,
sure.
we definitely hit the quota on the time.
All right.
This has been episode 4, Virtually Lost, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.